1st of December, Rabbi Levitt, Pele Yoetz.
So really, we should look up the pasuk, because the pasuk introduces the Benos Slavchad, and they make a bit of a speech over there to Moshe Rabbeinu, and they said they make reference to their father, who was it says he died not because of that sin, meaning he died not because of the sin of the Meraglim. He wasn't guilty of. He was one of the few people in the generation, apparently, who wasn't guilty of being involved in the Chet of the Meraglim. And he died for his own sin. So but the pasuk itself doesn't really mention anything about what was that he died for. And so in Chazal bring from the various sources, I guess, in Medrash, different opinions about what it was that he died for. And so let's take a look first of all at the he quotes over here the a Tosfos in Baba Basra that mentions this, what the intention of Slavchad was.
Mm-hmm.
And also this the pasuk is in Midbar Tesvav Lamed Beis. Maybe we should look over there first. If anyone has a chumash that has the Targum Yonasan ben Uziel, that would be very efficacious, because he mentions this matter of Slavchad.
From what we just read here, it sounds like sort of like a kind of a suicide.
No, not at all. That's not what he means.
Mm.
The translation is faulty. Okay, Tosfos in Bava Basra, Kufiyud Test, and Sefer Bamidbar.
1532. Was he the one who gathered the wood? On Shabbos?
Tesvav Lamed Beis. Oh. Oh, actually, I have a Targum of Yonasan ben Uziel in my edition of the Chumash, Mikras Gedolos. So let's see what it says over here. Tesvav Lamed Beis. Ufigrechem atem yiplu bamidbar azeh. Oh, so this is the fallout after the episode of the Meraglim in Parshas Shlach. That all the nation that was guilty of the sin of the Meraglim is not going to go into Eretz Yisrael, and they're going to be nifter in the Midbar. Vigreichem if igrechem atem yiplu, b'midbar, they're gonna fall. You're gonna fall in the midbar hazeh. You're not gonna go into Eretz Yisrael.
Midbar 15.
I don't see anything in the Targum Yonasan that makes any reference to Slavchad. Begrechem delechon yisrumun b'midbara hadein.
What have I got? I've got the
Okay.
wrong place. I've got the wrong place.
Seems like it's a mistake over here.
I've got a person who shall act. I've got the incident of a man gathering wood on Shabbos. Is that it? Is that the reference?
Where's that pasuk you're looking?
I'm looking at Midbar 15:32. This is what we've been told here, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking in the wrong place.
But
Let's try to look in the right place instead of the wrong place. Maybe we'll get somewhere. I was looking in your Dalit, where you have to look in Tesvav. Okay. Tesvav, Lamed base. Okay. I called
not wrong? No.
your Dalit. Oh, I see that there seems to be, oh, wow, that is very interesting.
Is that the place, the desecration of Shabbos in the desert? Is that it?
Oh, I see. I'm making a mistake here. 1 second. Okay.
Anybody else? Nobody else?
Just a minute.
Maya, you're muted.
Yisrael,
Was Lou.
b'midbar v'yimsu ish mikoshish eitzim b'yom haShabbos.
Chapter 27 is about the daughters of Salafchad in Bar Midbar.
Chapter 27, but what's this 15:32?
No, that's a good question.
Which is what I've got, and it is the Sabbath desecration in the wilderness. The man gathering wood.
Right.
Shabbos.
And he was punished for that. He was put to death.
Hmm.
Let's see.
That's the Midbar reference, isn't it?
Yeah, but I didn't see that. Oh, 15. Oh, I see what you're looking at. 1532.
Hmm. I should be looking at something else.
Okay,
No, he does. He talks about when you desecrate Shabbos.
So
You
this
put
man
to
was
death,
the
and
last.
that's right.
This
Bar
man was
Midbar
the last Pachad.
32. Yeah, it's mixing two things up apparently. The person put to death for violating Shabbos is where you were at, 1532. And the story of the daughters of Tzlafchad is in chapter 27.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay, so the reason why the Pele Yoetz is bringing this pasuk that Roy is looking in, and he seems to be very whatever about this pasuk, is because the reason why we're looking in this pasuk, what does it have to do with Slavchad? So the answer to that question is that one has to look in the Targum Yonasan on this pasuk. The pasuk, as you correctly read, is talking about there were Yum B'nai Yisrael. There were people from B'nai Yisrael in the Midbar, and there was an Ish who was Makoshish Eitzim B'yom HaShabbos. So he did some type of a violation of Shabbos, and he was and the psukim say that he was executed. Yakrivu also, Hamotzim also. They brought him to Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron, and all the Eda, v'yanichu also, b'mishmar. They put him in jail. Hilo poras mayasalo, and Hashem said to Moshe, Mos yumas ha'ish, regomoso ba'avonim. He's chayav misa for desecrating Shabbos, and so they carried out the execution against him. So the pasuk itself does not tell us who it was. All it says is v'yimsu ish, an ish. Doesn't tell us who it was. Targum Yonason also doesn't tell us that it was Slavchad, but it does say in the Targum Yonason, it says, Kom Gavra midabeis Yosef. Got up a Gavra, a great man from the house of Yosef. And he said, Amar b'memra izil ve'etlosh kisin v'yoma de Shabbasa v'yechamun yasi sahada v'yisnun l'moshe v'moshe yitba ulfan min kodem Hashem v'yidon u'b'chein ishtmoda knas. His intention was, the Targum Yonason is saying here, his intention was that he was doing this in order that Moshe Rabbeinu would execute upon him the din of someone who violates the Shabbos, and then the whole Jewish people would see the Kol Beis Yisrael the Ashkahu Sahada Yas Gavra Katolish Ba'okars Kisin B'Yoma de Shabbos, and so that I guess the people would be afraid, and they would see what happened to Slavchad, and they wouldn't do such a thing themselves because they wouldn't want to have that happen to them, what happened to Slavchad. So that's what the Targum Yonason says the kavana of this Gavra who got up from the house of Yosef was. He does. Now we do know that that Slavchad was from the house of Yosef, because Rashi brings on the pasuk that one of the reasons that the Beno Slavchad they were Machavev Eretz Yisrael, like their progenitors, Yosef Atzadik. Now we have a Gemara. We also have he brought a Gemara in Baba Basra. The Gemara in Baba Basra is right over here. Kufiyat Tes on the base. Which the Ramah still? Okay. Doesn't tell us. Okay. It's only two over here. We'll find it. Okay. This is in Baba Basra Perik Yesh Nochlin. There is a Yerusha for the following people. So I'm just looking over here. He doesn't tell us which Tosfos this is on the Amud. Oh, it looks like the first one. Ilu hayalo ben lo dibarnu. The Beno Slav, they're not asking to be equal to men. They're saying if our father would have had a a son, and he would have taken the inheritance of our father, lo dibarnu. Then we wouldn't have opened up our mouths altogether. We weren't asking that we also as women should be equal to the men, and we should have an inheritance just like the men. That was one of the things that Beno Slavchad emphasized to Moshe Rabbeinu. Tosus says over here, Pirsha Kuntris Shekvar Hayu Yodos, Parshas Nachlas. They already knew. It had already been given by Moshe Rabbeinu the halacha in regard to inheritance, and the Jewish people were well aware of the general laws of inheritance, and they knew that it was the men, the sons, that inherited, and the daughters did not inherit the father. So they're not. So she's. So all of them are not saying that we're coming to challenge the Torah that Moshe Rabbeinu taught us. But what we're asking is, let's see what he says. V'kasha deho akati lo nemra kedam rinen le'el shezochu b'no slavkad kofsa al yodon. Oh, okay. Well, okay. I don't know. I'm just skimming through this whole Tosus. I don't see a word about this incident with the gathering of the wood on Shabbos. I don't see any reference to it over here at all. It's the next Tosus. My mistake. Okay, the next Tosus, the bottom Tosus says, "Afilu ketana shebehen lo nises pachos me'arbaim shana." Even the one that was the youngest one did not get married less than 40 years. Near Rashba, the Savar law commander Omar Slavchad Hainu Makoshesh. Slavchad we're going. The Gemara is speaking according to the view that the Ish that is spoken about in the Chumash is referring to Slavchad. Hainu Makoshesh, he's the one that was gathering the wood on Shabbos. Umasa Makoshesh Haya Betchilas Arbayim. It wasn't at the end of the 40 years of the Midbar. It was in the very beginning of the 40 years. It was right after the episode of the spies. The Amma B'Medrash Shalashem Shemayim Niskaven. So Tosfos speaks out that Slavchad did what he did. You're not really allowed to do that. You're not allowed to violate the Shabbos, but he did so. His cheshbon was l'shem shemaim, was for the sake of heaven. Why? How was it for the sake of heaven? Explains Tosfos. Shahayu omrim Yisrael kevin shenigzar lehem shelo nikones la'oretz mimaisim miraglim shuv ein mechuyovin b'mitzvahs. Oh, wow. Tosfos says that, and this may be all from the Medrash, that after the episode of the spies was such a downfall in the morale of the Jewish people, and they were so sebrochen from the whole episode of the spies and the decree that they're all going to be nifter in the midbar, and they're not even going to go into Eretz Yisrael. So they thought to themselves, Shuvein mechuyovin b'mitzvahs. It must be that we're not obligated in mitzvahs anymore. We don't have to keep the mitzvahs. We're not going into Eretz Yisrael, so then we have no shaykhs to mitzvahs. So we must not be obligated in mitzvahs. So that, of course, was also wrong. That was not the right cheshbon to make either. So Slavchad, Amad, V'chilel Shabbos. Slavchad got up and violated the Shabbos. Kedei sheyaharog, that in order that he would be executed. V'yiru acherim. V'lo inasu od sof arbaim shana kedemuche kroi. And that they would conclude that people would see and then and say, oh, see what happened to Slavchad?
Yeah.
He violated Shabbos, and he was executed for violating Shabbos. So we are definitely still obligated in Shabbos. We're obligated in all the mitzvahs. We have to do every mitzvah that there is. We're still the Jewish people.
So I don't understand that. If the Jewish people thought we're not obligated in Shabbos, then
In all mitzvahs, not just Shabbos.
and we're not obligated in mitzvahs, then somebody is going to violate a mitzvah and get punished. Why does Slavchad have to go and do it when he's one of the few people who don't make that mistake? The people will learn the lesson anyway.
How are they going to learn it?
So somebody who is mistaken in his understanding is going to go and do what Slavchad did. And that person will be killed, and it'll be much more just because he was the one who was wrong. Why should a righteous person go make that sacrifice?
He felt so Slavchad. What we can't understand is because we don't understand how strongly Slavchad felt that this was such a terrible mistake, and he wanted to change that, and he wasn't willing to even have such a situation exist for any amount of time. That's why Tosfos says miyad, achar ma'aseh meraglim, right after the ma'aseh meraglim. That people thought this. He wanted to personally be involved in teaching the people that this was not so, that they were still obligated in mitzvahs. He wasn't willing to simply say, oh, well, somebody over here is going to violate Shabbos and then he's going to get executed and then everybody's going to know. No, that's not the thinking of Slavchad. Slavchad felt very strongly about the fact that the Jewish people have to know that they're obligated in all mitzvahs. And so therefore he did what he did.
You didn't think that if he got up on a soapbox, that would help?
People would say, how do you know? Maybe you're wrong. Who says? Like this, if Moshe Rabbeinu asks Hashem and Hashem says, execute him, then everybody knows that they're obligated. There's no more discussion about the matter. Hashem has spoken. So Slavchad felt so strongly about this matter that he couldn't bear to see people unwittingly, unknowingly violating mitzvahs with this excuse that, oh, we're not obligated in mitzvahs anymore. The whole thing is finished. We're not going into Eretz Yisrael, and there's no hope for us anyway, and blah, blah, blah. He couldn't live like that. He wasn't able to live like that. That's how he felt. And so he did what he did. He's going to get executed. He thought that this was a necessary thing to do in order to teach the Jewish people that not one more day should go by with the Jewish people thinking that they're not obligated in mitzvahs. Okay.
I think we're over 11:20, 11:30.
Oh, I got 11. Okay, 11:30. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Okay. All the best to everyone.